Welcome to my channel Education by Haneet. So children, today we are doing the back exercise of Bharat Our Land poem, okay? And this is in the chapter first of your new Kaveri book, How I Taught My Grandmother to Read. If you will turn the pages, you will find this poem, okay? So let's start with the question and answers. Filling the blanks by choosing appropriate words from the box given below to complete the summary of the poem. Okay, so we have to use these words, right? So let's see. The poem is a tribute to India celebrating its natural beauty, spiritual heritage, and historical significance. Okay. The poet praises the Himvant, describing it as mighty and unparalleled. The Ganga is depicted as generous and graceful, while the Upanishads are honored as sacred and unmatched. The poem highlights the contribution of warriors and sages who have enriched the land with their bravery and wisdom. So you can fill all these words with yellow color in your book, okay, and those are the answers. It also acknowledges the presence of Brahma knowledge and the teachings of Buddha, highlighting India's deep rooted spiritual and philosophical traditions. The poet repeatedly asserts that India is peerless, urging everyone to praise her. Second question. Complete the following features about the poem. The impact on the reader's mood, patriotic and admiring. Poet's attitude here is appreciative and celebratory. And the rhyme scheme is irregular, no fixed rhyming scheme. Okay. Then example of personification from the poem. So the generous Ganga and she is peerless. Let's praise her. Okay. Then third one, what is the impact of the refrain she is peerless? Let's praise her in the poem Bharat Our Land. Answer. The refrain she is peerless, let's praise her emphasizes that India is unique and incomparable. It also creates a strong emotional impact, encouraging people to feel proud of their nation and to appreciate and honor it. Right? The next one. India is metaphorically described as this sunny golden land, suggesting that it is bright, prosperous, and full of richness and beauty. Okay, so this is the answer. This is the fill in the blank over here. Then the next one. Match the following. So you have to match column 1 with column 2, and these are the correct answers here. Okay. See here I have written here the correct answers over here. So like Himvant, if you will match Himvant, you will find the answer over here, strength and permanence. Then Ganga. Ganga is purity and generosity. Upanishads, spiritual and philosophical legacy. Gallant warriors and sages, courage and wisdom. Brahma knowledge and Buddha's Dhamma is knowledge and enlightenment. Sunny golden land is richness and glory. Okay? So you can match the answers and write in the book. The next one, the poet uses imagery, descriptive language. What is imagery? So imagery is descriptive language to create vivid mental pictures that appeal to the senses. You start imagining it, ठीक है? आप उसको imagine करना शुरू कर देते हो वो सुनते ही sentence. So that is imagery. So you have to give two examples from the poem. So the mighty Himvat is as mighty, so you will start imagining big mountains, right? Then the sunny golden land is ours. So the land is compared to golden, the gold color, okay? And golden because of its preciousness, right? Then the next one. What is the impact of the use of hyphens in the first stanza? Select the options that are true. So these are the three correct answers, first, third and fifth one. So the impact of hyphens is it will create deliberate pauses to reinforce the sense of admiration and pride. Then lends to the lyrical quality, giving it a measured chant-like rhythm. Then presents a key element of India's greatness before the hyphen and makes a strong assertion about its uniqueness after the hyphen. Then the next question. The poet uses hyperbole in the poem. Now, what is hyperbole? So, hyperbole is a figure of speech that involves extreme exaggeration to highlight a point or create a dramatic effect. Means किसी भी चीज़ को बढ़ा चढ़ाकर बोलना. Right? Then example, if you will see, she was so happy that her smile was a mile wide. Okay? So, can a smile be a mile wide? No. Mile is a very large distance. So, smile can't be. But it is compared to a mile wide. So other examples from the poem is there is no equal anywhere on earth, which is magnifying the greatness of the Himalayas. Then which other river can match her grace? Okay, so this is again exaggeration of the graceful movement of the river. Then what scriptures else to name with them? Make the scriptures incomparable. Then she is peerless, an overstated claim to elevate the position of India here. Okay. Then the poem is a ode. Now, what is ode? A ode is again a figure of speech, a lyrical poem that expresses deep admiration, praise, or reverence for a person, place, object, or idea. It is often written in an elevated and formal style, celebrating the subject with enthusiasm and emotion. Okay, and ode's language is often grand and expressive to highlight the extraordinary qualities of its subject. So, extraordinary qualities. Then, so again, the sentences or the lines from the poem are: the mighty Himvant is ours, the generous Ganga is ours, and the sacred Upanishads are ours. So we are praising all these things, okay, by using the word mighty, generous, and sacred. Then the next one. The poet uses allusion in the poem. Now read the explanations and identify the matching allusions from the poem for the following. And now what? Now you see here allusion. Now allusion to the ancient Indian scriptures that form the philosophical core and symbolize deep wisdom and enlightenment. So we have to find a match related to this sentence. Okay, so the match related to an allusion to ancient Indian scriptures you will find here. The sacred Upanishads are ours. Then an allusion you have to find to the concept of spiritual knowledge associated with self-realization and ultimate truth. So the matching line will be here. Here Brahma knowledge has taken root. Okay. Now the next one. Read the extract given below and answer the questions that follow. On you have to read this passage and then you have to answer the questions. The mighty Himvant is ours. There is no equal anywhere on earth. The generous Ganga is ours. Which other river can match her grace? The sacred Upanishads are ours. What scriptures else to name with them? Now these are the hyphens. Okay, see these are the hyphens. Complete the sentence. The word mighty refers to dash of the Himvant, power and strength. The next one, choose the correct option to complete the sentence given below. The question mark at the end of the fourth and the sixth line of the extract is used to show what? Show doubt and uncertainty, emphasize a point, highlight confusion and hesitation, or reveal inquiry and curiosity. So the match will be emphasize a point. Okay. The third one, the poet uses the word generous to describe the Ganga. Why? Now, poet calls the Ganga generous because it provides water, supports life, and nurtures people, showing its giving and selfless nature. Okay. Then fourth one, why has the movement of the river been described as graceful? The river's movement is described as graceful because it flows smoothly and beautifully, creating a calm and pleasing visual image. Next one, filling the blank with the correct option from the words given in the brackets. The poet is implying that the Upanishads are dash, unmatched or abundant in their wisdom and spiritual depth. So if you will go through the poem, it's unmatched. Okay. Now the third next part. Answer the following questions. How does the poem reflect a strong connection to cultural identity and heritage? Now these are long question and answers. So the poem portrays the physical identity of Bharat through the mention of geographical features like the Himvant, the Ganga, and the bountiful plains of India. It highlights India's cultural heritage by mentioning the Upanishads, divine music, Brahma knowledge, and Dhamma taught by Buddha. Second one, what can you infer about the poet's attitude towards India from the repeated phrase, "She is peerless, let's praise her"? The repeated phrase shows that the poet has a deep sense of pride, admiration, and love for India. It reflects a patriotic attitude and emphasizes that the poet considers India unique and unmatched, encouraging others to appreciate and honor the nation. Third one, what does the line "Many a sage has sanctified this land" suggest about India's cultural heritage? India has been known as a land of great wisdom that have been delivered by sages since time immemorial. The phrase "Many a sage has sanctified this land" tells us that India's cultural heritage has been paved by a long line of sages who have purified the land through their penance. Okay. Next one. How does the poet connect warriors and music to India's greatness? So the poet connects warriors and music to India's greatness by showing both strength and culture. Warriors represent bravery and protection, while music represents creativity and tradition, together highlighting the country's rich and balanced heritage. Okay. The next one, fifth one. How does this poem foster a feeling of national pride? Now, this patriotic poem highlights the unique landmarks and highlights the great spiritual and cultural heritage that cannot be compared by any other. The poem mentions the important landmarks like the Himvant, the Ganga, and the sunny fertile land. It also highlights the ancient spiritual and cultural heritage. Through the repetition of "She is peerless, let's praise her," the poem effectively instills a sense of national pride and patriotism among its readers. Okay, so here we come to the end of this back exercise, and this question again you can use that as a what message you get from the poem. Another question can be made, and the same answer you can use. And what is the moral of the poem? Again, the same answer you can put there. Okay, so here we come to the end of this. Thank you. I hope this is very helpful to you.